This first bedroom on the right has been rarely used.
Ah, yes. Fine room, this.
Do you really think? I find it dark and overbearing myself.
Nonsense. Couple of new rolls of wallpaper will soon brighten this place up.
We've not cared to live here in the place ourselves, not since my great-aunt, the Dowager Duchess of Bloomsbury, was frightened into a fit.
She was unwell at the time?
Great-aunt Gertrude never suffered a day's sickness in her life.
Oh, that's lucky for her.
I take it Hargreaves hasn't discussed the ghost with you?
The ghost. I believe he did mention something. I must admit I paid little attention at the time.
That's why I wanted to meet you in person, so I could explain things a little better.
You really want to talk about this ghost of yours?
He's not mine, Mr. Otis. The ghost belongs here, to Canterville Chase.
All thrown into the bargain, eh?
If you will. On the night in question, the Dowager Duchess, a fine, upstanding woman, was preparing herself for dinner at the dresser over here.
Well, what happened?
2 skeleton hands being placed on her shoulders like so. Poor lady hardly said a word again.
You don't say.
Oh, but I do, Mr. Otis. And it all took place in this very room.
Well, it's so far from the rest of the house, isn't it? I thought it'd make a swell playroom for the twins.
I hardly think this is a suitable place for children.
Well, that's because you haven't met my boys. We call them the Stars and Stripes, as they're always getting swished by the cane at Eton. Boy, they're loud when they get going. My wife, Lucretia, says they're loud enough to wake the dead.
Are they really?
Sure are. And this place is so very nice and out of the way.
I see. Perhaps I better show you the West Wing next, Mr. Otis. This is another room that's been hardly used of late.
Oh, don't you worry there, your lordship. We'll soon liven up the place.
I'm sure you will. However, I must strongly caution against using this room after dark.
And just when exactly would you suggest using a bedroom?
There is a reason behind my prudence, Mr. Otis, for it was in this very room that my Uncle Bertram was attacked.
By who exactly?
By him, of course.
You mean the ghost?
Dear Uncle Bertram never had a strong constitution. He did some sterling work for the Home Office, I understand, organizing their records. You know, they even said he was in for a knighthood.
But they don't turn paper pushers into knights over here, do they?
It's one of the highest honors in the land, Mr. Otis. But poor old Uncle Bertie never lived long enough to receive it. Night after night, that devil came here, and do you know what he did?
I really can't imagine.
He rearranged his papers, that's what.
That doesn't sound so bad.
It doesn't? To the ordered mind of Uncle Bertie, it was too much to bear. He began to have nightmares and couldn't sleep. Then one night the ghost came to him when he was in bed, scattering his papers and laughing wildly. Poor old Uncle Bertie was never the same after that.
You know, this room would be just perfect for my daughter, Virginia.
Do you think that, after what I just said?
It faces west, doesn't it?
I'm really not sure.
Oh, she loves the sunset, and you know what girls can be like.
No, I can't say that I do.
My wife says that Virginia has more common sense than the rest of us put together.
Really? Now that's saying something.
She's only a girl of 15, but she has the spirit of an Amazon. Why, she even raced Boyd Longton and won by 2 lengths. And you know who Boyd Longton is, don't you?
The name is sadly unfamiliar to me.
He's the leading jockey at the Long Island Racing Club. Can you believe that? That view is simply magnificent. Yes, I'm sure Virginia would find this room just peachy. Say, is that a bowling green down there?
Actually, it's the croquet lawn.
My eldest, Washington P. Otis, loves his sports. Did you know he got himself qualified for the American Diplomacy Service by leading the German for 3 seasons at the Newport Casino?
Leading the German, you say? Which German was that?
The German is a dance, your lordship, of the most energetic kind.
I prefer a gentle waltz myself.
A gentle waltz? Boy, you Brits sure have a lot of catching up to do. So what's next on the tour, Lord Canterville?
The master bedroom is just around the corner. Shall we go there next?
Yeah, sure, that's fine by me. Well, this is admirable. Just look at all these antique fixtures and fittings. Say, look at this old bed over here. It looks mighty pretty, but I can't see my wife accepting this mattress. No, sir, Mrs. Otis has a magnificent constitution and a wonderful spirit of adventure, but she'll draw a line here.
Do you realize that bed has not been slept in for over 100 years?
Oh, yes, I can see why. You want a Bingham's triple spring mattress on here. There's nothing like it for comfort.
The mattress is not the reason why the room is no longer used.
No?
My grandfather, God rest his soul, died here.
Of natural causes, I hope.
Do you count the appearance of a headless spectre as natural? With blood dripping from his neck where his skull should have been?
That ghost certainly gets around, doesn't he?
He's been seen by several living members of my family, as well as the rector of the parish, the Reverend Augustus Dampier.
An Anglican, is he?
The Reverend is a fellow...